I just feel like this got into an awkward place.
Yeah, it real did. Real quick.
It really did. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the Mildly Interesting People production
meeting.
We have the talent. The talent is here. Hello, talent. And the production crew is here.
I would like to note that earlier today, the production crew tried to promote me. They called it a promotion.
What?
They tried to promote me to production, producer, coordinator.
Showrunner.
That, yeah. And I quit. And then they let me come back as the talent again.
So I was going to say, so that's the show, folks. See you later. Talent quit. Nothing left to do here. I have nothing to produce because I have no talent.
To be fair, I didn't quit as talent. I quit as all the other work you wanted me to do. That was funny. I can tell it's a production meeting. I don't think
you thought it was. You're like, I don't have to be in character production meeting. Shut up with your stupid ad-lib responses, dumbass. Oh.
I would just like to point out that because I can tell it's a production meeting because your hat's on backwards. We just recorded.
That's right. That's how you know. No, we didn't. This is an entirely new recording.
It is an entirely new recording that we also just recorded.
We're planning something special for 420.
We are.
So if you have plans, cancel them because you'll want to be online, or just get out your phone and hang out with us.
If you celebrate 420, you're not required to. I celebrate 420. Rick celebrates 420 by supporting me in my celebration of 420.
Celebrate 420, but it's still an interesting experiment. It's like it's like us. We're not doing a live, but it's like us dipping our toes into live interaction. So even if the guest is amazing, even if you are not like me, the type that regularly partakes in cannabis, the 420 episode will still be one to come join us at 420 on 420, and we'll be there in the chat to chat with you.
PM Pacific time, Pacific Daylight Time. I'm still trying to get that hour back and still screwed me up. I don't feel good about it.
Okay. Wow.
I never feel good about the time change though.
My beard.
Hey, I'm thinking instead of what we were planning, we should have nachos for lunch.
Is this really part of the production meeting, what we're having for lunch?
It's catering. I have
craft services and change the order for the craft table.
Okay. Hey, Rick.
You're the showrunner. What? Oh, hi.
No, I am not the showrunner. Maybe I am. But the showrunner doesn't necessarily... Actually, I am the showrunner. I do all the things that... I'm just not the editor or the... I was already the showrunner. You're trying to make me feel bad. Oh, you evil, evil thug. No, thank you.
I just don't like the word showrunner or the phrase.
I know you don't. My hair looks... Okay. Does my hair
Your hair looks fantastic.
Thanks, Nicolette.
So this, as we promised, we'll get the good stuff up front. So you can go about your day.
Let's go. Are you ready?
You don't have to watch the whole thing, but as you can tell by Cami's level of excitement, it is time for mildly interesting questions. This is the speed round question segment where first Cami will ask me questions, 5 questions. I have to respond as quickly as I can. Sometimes we get into lengthy responses. No one said the response had to be quick, just the answer has to be quick. And there is also the option sorry, I got something on my desk. 1 second.
That's upsetting. I'm sorry. Did you get it?
Yeah. The other option is obviously you can have a cat on your lap. The other option is, you can use the Family Feud pass rule. Like if you're stuck and you're like, I can't come up with an answer, I'm going to pass. But unlike Family Feud, we do not have a clock. So we will always get
that's
all 5 questions
misleading.
answered.
We have several clocks, but there's no clock on the questions.
There's
Just
no
to
timer.
clarify.
There's no timer. There's no time limit. This could go on.
I just didn't want people to think we didn't
days.
have clocks, because that would be weird.
Okay. So I think I've explained the rules. You were clearly parched before you asked your first question.
Are you ready?
So, are you ready for mildly interesting questions, Rick? Yes. Yes, I am. Thank you for asking.
Am I supposed to ask you that question? Hey, Rick, are you ready for mildly interesting questions?
I was just creating a bump for the shorts.
Well, why was it you asking yourself if you're ready?
I don't know. Go ahead. Ask me.
Rick,
Yes.
are you ready for mildly interesting questions?
As always, I'm as ready as I'm going to get.
Do you know where my singular missing AirPod is?
I do not. You need like a find devices beeper thing to find it. I don't know where it is.
I think that only works on the case.
Oh. Then no.
Okay. All right.
Did you check the
Viewers-
Roomba? Check the Roomba.
No, I haven't checked the Roomba. All right. Viewer subscriber question
Oh,
from Mahesh.
I'll get more serious then. Okay. Hey, Mahesh.
How long did you live in Idaho?
Too long. Let me think. So, 5th, 6th, eight-ish years, and then my mom continued to live there while I was in college, so I would go back on like break and stuff, but she moved towns. So 8-ish years in scenic Twin Falls, Idaho, which only has one fall because they dammed off one of the Twin Falls. Thanks.
Lying liars.
And then during college, she lived in Boise. So I spent a lot of time. Oh, and then I went back to Boise after college. So maybe close to 9 years, but that was the longest place I had lived before moving to Portland.
Excellent. There are so many weird things that we have in common.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
Yes.
Are you concerned that these questions will eventually reveal that one of us is a replicant?
This is a void comp test. You encounter a turtle in the desert. It's flipped over. What's a turtle? Oh,
It's tortoise, by the way.
tortoise. Damn it. You're right.
You were so close.
Well, I was under the pressure of the question, so I couldn't remember the quote. Exactly. Oh, it's a tortoise. What's a tortoise? It's like a turtle. You know what a turtle is?
You know what a turtle
it's
is?
like a turtle.
Yeah. Why don't you just say turtle?
Maybe I would. Okay, so I'm the replicant. I think that's what we've discovered here because I didn't know what a tortoise was.
Okay.
No, I'm not scared. I have a bottle of champagne chilling over there for the day we figure out which one of us is a replicant, if not both.
Fantastic. Wouldn't it be funny if we were both replicants?
I have Roy Batty's inception date on my calendar like somebody's birthday.
He does. I know because it's on his calendar, shows up on my calendar. And
Yep.
yeah. It's very helpful. Lets me know when to watch it.
If you don't know who Roy Batty is, go watch Blade Runner, but it's Rutger Hauer's character. It's named Roy Batty. He's the primary antagonist.
Are you ready for your next question?
Harrison Ford would be the primary protagonist. And then there's Ryan Gosling shows up later.
Way
What?
later, though. Like, much later.
Like 2049 or something. I don't know.
Like, so he hasn't even shown up yet. It's been foretold. Okay?
He's a replicant. Spoiler.
Why would you tell them that?
I'll edit it out. No one will watch it.
Don't.
It's fine.
I want everyone to know how horrible you are.
I'm a bad man. All right,
Okay.
let's go.
All right, bad man. Are you ready for your fourth question?
Yeah, let's do it.
Would you rather be unnecessarily anxious or wrongfully secure?
That's a really good question. Anxious is my response because I use my anxiety as a motivator for the most part. I know I'm not as anxious as some people, but I have to admit that I do like being anxious. Like, remember when we talked to Nick and he was like, every time before I go on stage, even though I'm a rock star, like I get nervous and
I don't think he said even though I'm a rock star, but yes,
he did. Go back and watch it. He totally he brags about being a rock star.
He's cocky, that one.
He did.
Nick.
I'm ad-libbing.
I love you, Nick.
Sorry, Nick. But Nick Lambert was a rock star. Let's be clear.
Oh yes, he was a rock star. I just don't think I've ever heard him say that about himself.
Yeah, no, fair. But he talked about like getting butterflies or being nervous or like, and I have such a low level hum of anxiety constantly that kind of powers me to do things. So yeah, definitely anxious. I don't want to be comfortable.
Okay. That's a question that you and I would answer the same way.
Huh. Well, I know that about you because you so personify your anxiety as a component of your personality that it's a critical element of who you are.
I was, let's be personal for a moment. When I first went on
question round.
I'm going to do it anyway. There's no fucking rule saying I can't. When I first went on an anxiety medication years and years ago, I was upset. There's a gap between taking it and it starting to work, and anxiety really messes with your mind and plays tricks with you. And I got to this point where I was sobbing, crying on Rick, telling him that I was terrified that taking away my anxiety would take away my entire personality and who I was.
Yep.
Turns out you can dial down my anxiety, but you can't get rid of it. So I'm still Cami.
It's real talk on Mildly Interesting Questions. Next, on a very special episode of Mildly Interesting Question. What was the friend's name again? Six. Oh, was 6. Okay, cool.
But not spelled like 6. Was it spelled? I think it was SIXX or something. I don't know. I'm not sure how it was spelled. It wasn't, or was
like
it
100 gex?
It was 6. It was 6 because 7 is from that TV show with the 80s.
Because 7, 8, 9.
7 did 8, 9. All right. Are you ready?
Is this the final question? Can I be done with this? Have you noticed how I've tried to derail it?
We're so close. Are you ready?
The whole time? Okay. Yes, please. Go right ahead.
Rick, why do you hate? Why are you making noises over my questions, dude? That's not going to work for the real.
I'm not making noises.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you're so upset. Okay. Why do you hate?
I'm the one who has to edit it. I'm just going to wait for you to start talking. I'm going to talk every time. Oh. There goes the laugh. Hee hee hee. Laugh Olympics. All right.
Thanks, Letterman.
No, that was what's the Muttley? That was the Muttley.
It was the Muttley. Yeah. Okay, Rick.
I think I'm going to do a supercut of all my Muttley laughs and just release that as content.
But with the comic dog and the trench coat with the ear. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you hate headboards?
What? You have so much concern with the things that I hate. I know this will come as a shock to people, but it's an unnecessary artifice. You don't need a modern day beds do not need a headboard. Like old beds needed that to kind of like hold it together with like the rails and all that kind of, and I understand that, but it just seems like yet another thing I got to deal with, or dust or vacuum or whatever, that serves absolutely no purpose. You do not need a headboard. Also, do not try and use painter's tape to attach your headboard. Especially, and this is critical, especially if you have an adjustable bed.
Gordon.
I don't know what she was thinking, but she really needed a headboard, and so she taped it on to the adjustable bed.
Here's the thing. I didn't think about the fact that the adjustable platform didn't have the thing to bolt the headboard onto. So when the headboard, that, by the way, most of our relationship, no headboard. all good. But the bed wasn't up against a window for most of our relationship. And now the bed is up against a window. And so I felt like we needed some sort of barrier item. And it's really important to me. Also, I like to make the bed, and without a headboard, the pillow. It's a waste to you, but it's not a waste to me. It makes me feel alive. Walking into our bedroom. I know. You're
answering my questions.
I am not answering. I am rebutting your feelings. I agree with you that
there are no wrong answers.
There are no wrong answers.
This is a safe space.
I was feeling attacked.
You're feeling attacked by the tape.
By the question that I asked you. No, the tape thing was fucking ridiculous.
I attacked myself.
It was a temporary solution, and I've never worked out a permanent one.
Good.
So let's keep it
that
up
way.
Against the wall. It's a pretty headboard, though. You got to admit.
Can we be done with this now, please?
Yes, please.
Okay. Cami.
Rick.
Or as we like to refer to her, the talent. Are you ready for your mildly interesting questions for this production meeting? Take a drink. Ooh, these are some good ones. I picked these the other day.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited about these. They may be easy answers, but I really liked the questions. Also, I apologize. Okay. My hay fever is acting up. So if I sound really verklempt, it's because
on the show we recorded earlier, I kept having to duck off camera to dab my nose.
You get a nice shot of Cami's bald spot that I'm not going to cut out of that video. So just
do I have a bald spot, or is it just my hair dye?
Oh no. It's a part. It's a significant part. Let's just put it that way. Are you ready?
Hey, I'm an older lady now, and I might be losing my hair, but I didn't think so. I'm glad someone told me. I'll say about just for men with minoxidil.
Are you ready for your mildly interesting questions?
Yeah.
You seem so excited about this, and you're just delaying.
I am so excited about this.
All right.
Go.
All right. Question 1. I'm creating editing work for myself right here.
Yes, you are. I'm just trying not to burp, so.
That's not all she's trying to not do.
What else am I trying not to do?
She's like, do you want to just record the production meeting? I really need to go to the bathroom, but do you want to record the production meeting?
No, I didn't say I needed to go to the bathroom. I said I would be fine waiting. I always vaguely need to pee.
This is a production meeting. I feel like people need behind the scenes. Like
I'm a middle-aged woman who has given birth to a child. A middle-aged woman who has given birth to a child. That means that you have to be careful and make sure that you pee when you should. Otherwise,
are you done with the exposition? I don't think folks wanted this much insight into what goes on behind the scenes.
I'm just saying it's a biological fact for many women that when you laugh or sneeze after you've had a child, you might pee a little. I don't need to pee that badly right now, though. Let's go.
Good. And you're welcome to all the health teachers throughout the United States that can now put on that film for their health class so that people have a better
if you are a teenage girl and you need another reason to not get pregnant, I'm sorry, if you are a teenager with a womb, what do we call it when it's not a womb?
Uterus.
If you're a teenage person with a uterus and you need another reason not to get pregnant, if you give birth to a child, oftentimes the rest of your life, you'll pee a little when you laugh or sneeze.
Continence. It's a thing. All right. That is not one of the questions. Are you incontinent? So I'll check that one off. All right. Are we ready? Mildly interesting questions.
I'm going to have a sip of my martini. I'm ready to go.
She's the talent. She's ready. She loves this part of the show even more than you do. Question number 1.
Okay.
How many Star Wars movies are there?
3.
Would you like to name them? So we know which ones?
Star Wars. Because that's what it was called originally.
Now known as A New Hope, yes.
The Tauntaun planet.
Empire
Strikes
yes.
Back.
Yes.
And we burn
Ewoks.
We burn Darth Vader on a pyre with the Ewoks.
The Ewoks chant happily.
Also known as Return of the Jedi.
Good job.
Thank you.
You really pulled that one out of the fire. Good work. All right. So let me check.
That was funny because I talked about burning Darth Vader's corpse.
I'm checking off the question. It's been recorded. All right. When you travel, and we just kind of had this conversation with our guest. We recorded an episode right before this, just so you know. Okay. So,
in
which
case
is
we
why we're
didn't
so
make that clear.
peppy and full of vigor and vim.
That's why we're on right now instead of just like.
When you travel, would you rather have scheduled activities or play it by ear?
May I ask a clarifying question?
When did we add that to the rule? All right.
Because there are two. Am I working or am I traveling because I'm like with you or something? I'm working.
You're traveling.
For work.
I have no other context.
I'm going to answer the question in two parts. If I'm
Okay.
traveling for work, I really like an itinerary. I like to know what I'm doing and where I'm going to do it. Helps me be on top of my game, helps me be the best I am at what I'm doing. When I'm not working, I want to go somewhere and chill out. And if something strikes my fancy that day, if it's like if I'm on vacation or if I have 2 days layover somewhere and it's just no one but me and I get to decide I want to lounge around, I want to eat delicacies, I want to have a drink, and I don't want to schedule that in advance.
Cool. Good answer. In my cross-examination, since you changed the fucking rules, I'm going to change it too. I'm going to ask a follow-up question. This does not count. This is still question 2.
It's question 2B.
Well, technically 2A, but yes. So
Sorry.
Can we be honest with the scheduled activities that's just you figuring out when you're going to have time alone and not having to deal with people?
Yes. That is
Okay.
100% why when I'm working, if I'm on a work trip, I'm going to be around a bunch of people. And it's not that I don't like them. I do. I require a more than ordinary amount of time to myself.
Like any good lawyer, I often ask questions I already know the answer to. I just wanted that on the record. So I'm checking that question off. You've completed it. This one, take your time because it's serious.
Deadly serious?
Deadly serious this time.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Drink up, buddy. This one I'm really proud of.
Okay.
It's coming in at number 3, trying to break things up.
Thanks, John Evans.
Madonna or Prince?
Wait, sorry.
Sorry, Siri.
Siri got involved. Madonna or Prince?
No, you. Just so I have a clean edit.
A clean cut, because I need the question again.
This is the question. You can only pick one.
Okay.
Madonna or Prince?
That makes a lot more sense because the Madonna or Prince was really upsetting for me. I was like, are we talking early Madonna, late Madonna? And now I'm having a lot of feelings because as a child, my go-to, I didn't even know karaoke existed, was Hairbrush. You might be my lucky star, 'cause you shine on me wherever you are. But
no one asked you to sing.
Yeah, I know. No one ever does. But my answer is Prince. And I feel sick saying that. I can't choose between the two of them.
Why?
Madonna has had some really amazing hits over the years, and she has a long discography, and she has tried and experimented a lot. But there are, like, if I'm listening Madonna, we'll hit years where I'm just like, skip it, next,
Mm-hmm.
next. That didn't work out for me. Like, I will never skip certain, like La Isla Bonita, burned into my heart forever. Not gonna lie, like a virgin. Papa, don't preach. Okay?
Yep.
But when I listen to Prince, I just feel like I'm fully immersed in the world that he's creating.
Cool. That's a good answer.
Thanks.
I was just reminded of the MTV contest where you got to produce the True Blue video. Do you remember that one?
I do.
Yeah. It was kind of like the only other contest from MTV that sticks in my mind. And you will recognize here that since Cami hijacked my questions, I'm going to hijack hers. The only other one is Hiding Out with John Cryer, where you could win his Maserati.
My gosh.
I really wanted that Maserati. I think it's important that people take a moment and ask themselves, Madonna or Prince. I'm just saying. It's
you know what my
question.
answer should have been? My answer should have been, why not both?
Because you can't have both, because it's an or. It doesn't say Madonna and Prince. That's not.
I said, why
works.
not both?
That wasn't my question.
Next. That was a really fucking hard and amazing question.
Well, this one should be easy.
I am so appreciative of you and your question asking.
Probably not easy. Are you ready for the next
question? Number 4.
4. Who is your favorite guest on What's Up With That? You might need to pass.
Pass.
Not checking that one off. Keep thinking. What's up with that? What's up with
What's
that?
up with that?
All right.
What's up? Let me tell you what's up.
She's singing again.
What's up with that?
For folks who aren't familiar with What's Up With That, it's an SNL sketch that had a long history and
slightly obsessed with.
Starred Jason Sudeikis as the sidekick who would come in and do like the Cabbage Patch and the Running Man and stuff. Okay. This is a throwback to the last set of questions, and then I'll come back around to What's Up With That. You've said you like movies over television shows. Why?
Okay. Wow.
I left it as a cliffhanger during the last set of questions because I knew we could come back to it as a whole new question.
Okay. So here's the thing. If you'd asked me pre-pandemic, I would have had a very different answer about my thoughts and feelings about movies.
Why not both? Let's do both. Do pre-pandemic and post-pandemic.
Okay. So pre-pandemic, one of my favorite activities, specifically to do with my partner, if you don't know who that is, God help you, was to go out and go see the movies. We would go see movies. Sometimes he would fall asleep during the movies while we were watching them.
I'm sorry, George Clooney. The American was boring AF.
He had a really hard time. He had a really hard time staying awake for that one. And it would be a whole experience. It was just this whole beautiful experience that we would go out and do together. So we would have cocktails, we might have a meal, we'd go see a movie, and it took us out of our everyday usual routine. And so I cling to that as the reason that I prefer movies. And I always will. Even if I never go back to a movie theater again, a movie feels special. A movie feels like a whole experience.
It's an event.
It is. It's an event, and it makes everything feel special. And a TV show is... I used to feel like a TV show was something to fill time. Since then, I've discovered Apple TV shows, and they are not something to fill time. And some HBO shows, they are something truly to look forward to and just be like, oh my gosh, I've waited the entire week to watch this next episode of Ted Lasso. In case you're a Ted Lasso fan, the most recent episode, I'm not a fan of the whole Nate situation. I can't.
Yeah, no spoilers, but like it's
no
just,
spoilers, but there's a lot of. We'll talk about this later when it's appropriate, but
that arc.
But other than the Nate stuff, other than
work.
The Nate arc, this most recent episode delivers on all of the emotional turmoil that you expect to receive by watching Ted Lasso.
So, what I will say to you from part of this, like, because you know me, I like to like listen to people and I like to distill stuff down. And I'm like, what I hear you saying, because I'm an active listener, or I was at least trained to be. So what I hear you saying, Cami, as a young introvert, is movies gave you a way to experience a social dynamic with a group of people around an emotional issue the way television shows never did.
Yes, and I would like to throw back to the episode where I said you had a bigger personality than me because you're like a gloom cloud, and then every once in a while you say something that makes someone feel so incredibly seen that it just is there you go. Yes, I never put those two things together.
Because movies are a safe social engagement, whereas television shows, even if you're sitting in the same room with somebody else watching a television show, you consume the television show just as you, and it doesn't have that dynamic that a movie theater has in terms of experience. And I think that's why humans are drawn to theatrical experiences, be they orchestra or bands or opera or ballet or whatever. It's like I am in a room with a bunch of other people that I don't actually have to interact with, yet the emotional energy feels like I'm engaged with humanity.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Thank you.
That would have been the final question had Cami Kaos not passed on question 4. So coming back around.
I forgot.
That's right. She thought she was out of the woods. Don't use your computer to look up guests on What's Up With That.
Okay.
From memory, there's one easy answer that you should be able to just nail if you want an out. But I would really appreciate hearing who your favorite guest on What's Up With That was.
I have a top 3. I know who you think my easy out is. You think my easy out is Paul Rudd.
Oh, no, that wasn't the easy out.
Oh, was the easy out Morgan Freeman or was it
easy
Sam
out
Jackson?
Was Lindsey Buckingham.
Oh, well,
because
Lindsey
he's
Buckingham
on
is a
every
guest
episode.
on every fucking episode. Although
That's why
once he's on
out.
twice. Once he's on twice. I thought you were reflecting
It's
on
not
my
actually.
love of Paul Rudd.
It's not actually Lindsey Buckingham. It's Bill Hader.
Wait, excuse me. Lindsey Buckingham was on the show as a guest once.
I have another one that's on my list.
Oh, I'm very interested to hear it. I think
You're just stalling. Answer the question.
No, Morgan Freeman.
I would have said Ernest Borgnine.
Oh.
Because he just seemed, so he had no clue what was going on, but just seemed like overjoyed to be included.
To be a part of it.
All right. So we made, congrats. I am checking that 4th question off after the 5th question because
Are you sure you're checking it off? Because
yes.
I can't believe I had to
answer.
pass. I can't believe I had to pass. I'm disappointed in myself.
Those have all been checked off and recorded in the Mildly Interesting Question archives.
Okay.
Congratulations to both
Thank
you and me.
We both did it.
Completing it.
Good job, us.
So what else? Now that the interesting stuff is done, let's actually get down to production stuff. So I'm feeling okay. Video quality wise, like I think audio, we've got that stuff figured out. We're running behind on guest invites. Am I correct? Like that's the next like big thing we need to do. We have one I'm working on. We have one I just recorded.
Yeah, we've got 2 shows.
We just recorded. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the next 2 weeks.
Still have editing to do.
Yeah. Yes. I had been doing the majority of the booking work. It's the one place, aside from being the talent, that I was focusing on. But a lot of the people that we have on our list are connections of Rick's now. So the people we've had are people that, whether they're Rick's people or my people, I know well enough to connect with and be like, hey, come do this. And that I had on my list to do the show. So I think we're about to switch into a realm of Rick's world. Not so much Cami's world influenced for a little while. And I'm really excited about it. It's going to change things up.
I would also say we're moving into the world of, not that our initial guests were safe, just that they would be tolerant of
people
technical issues or
would be
that
willing
kind of thing.
to experiment with us.
Right. And now we're moving into the realm of we feel like we've kind of got our shit together. Let's start expanding the list of people that we invite to do the show.
There's some people,
which is exciting after 2 months.
I'm not going to say who they are, but there are some people on the to book list that I am super excited about. Some of them I've never even met. So for some of the upcoming episodes, it might be I've never even met the person. And that brings me back to the style of interviewing I used to do, which is very exciting for me.
Yep.
Just going in there, not knowing anything, working it out, feeling it, doing it. That was weird.
Cami really likes the fly by the seat of her pants kind of interview style. I am more as I've mentioned even in this episode, I like to get a lot of content about somebody, a lot, and then kind of distill it down into things where I'm like, oh, I see thematic things occurring in this person's life, or I recognize that talking about this will unlock that. And so I have, much like the mildly interesting questions round, like I have a huge list of things I want to ask every guest, and the friction or the friction, I mean, in the most positive way, is I have to let Cami go do her thing and then figure out where my questions might slot in to that conversation.
Yeah, I really like to lean into interviews with curiosity. And I find that if my curiosity has been sated by too much research, it's not quite as like invigorating and fun for me. It's not quite as joyful. And I mean, y'all should know I do this because it feels joyful. I woke up this morning. What did I say, Rick? What I said was, I want to record today. Let's do some shows.
I'm feeling recording. You said that after you sat down.
I said, I'm feeling recording. Because we had a guest once again that I know, but that I didn't know everything about. And I got to lead with my curiosity and talk about some subjects that are really important to me. And I want more of that.
We'd never done a morning shoot before, so that was a new experience.
We haven't, although we have added it to our
before noon. We've
added morning weekend schedule spots for our guests that it might work better for.
Yeah. Yeah, we are still going to keep to the 2 long form videos every week, Tuesday and Thursday. If you subscribe, you'll get them pushed to you whenever you like to consume your YouTubes or your podcasts. But Tuesday and Thursday morning for the audio version, Tuesday and Thursday afternoon for the video version. And then if you subscribe on YouTube, you're probably like, dude, get out of my shorts and reels and whatever the TikToks, the
tickety talks,
also the dangerous application that is stealing all of our data for everyone.
But also Instagram, because I love the Instas.
That's Reels. Instagram and Facebook both have Reels.
Right.
YouTube has the shorts, and TikTok has the dance moves.
I don't ever post anything directly to Facebook. I just post things on Instagram, and then it goes over to the Facebooks.
I intentionally post Facebook Reels.
You're extra.
I post Instagram individually, then the Facebook, then often the TikTok, and those wind up on the YouTube Shorts. So if you're interested and you're like, you people talk so damn much, the YouTube Shorts are always under a minute. So I have to edit them for you to ensure that you get your information in a convenient, less than a minute package. And then those packages, you don't even have to listen to it. You can keep your volume down because we caption it.
We caption.
So,
yeah. Also, wait, just to all my creator friends. I love you
Mm.
dearly. Please caption your videos. Jody, if you're watching this, I love your videos so much, but I hate having to turn my volume on. So if you could just caption so I could hear all about your dating life, I'd love it.
Yeah. Captions are key. I never watch stuff with my audio on, so I love the captions. I'm really glad we've started doing that. But I feel like we experimented with some visual effects on shorts and reels and that kind of thing, because there are really interesting opportunities to do that. But I will admit to you, production crew, that I'm struggling to find that inspiration beyond captioning with like all of our short form material. So if there's ever something where you're like, dude, you totally missed an opportunity to do this, or I would have liked to seen this animated or whatever, please do not hesitate to let me know. I want to make them entertaining for you. I realize we're all short attention span now, and as part of the MTV generation, I appreciate that and want to support that. Just let me know where you're like, oh, this would have been a good gimmick on this short. Like, please, in the comments. Anything else for production this week? 2 in the can, invites to go out.
Some really cool people who I don't want to say no to us.
Tuesday, Thursday. We have a bunch of shorts. This weekend is full of shorts, and I blame Jordan Hales. Jordan, I'm looking at you.
I praise you, Jordan. He blames you.
Flip the table. Angry that she made us answer.
Fool us once.
No, yeah.
Shame
I guess
on you.
tried it again. We're like, no, just stop.
We shut that shit down.
That is not happening. That personal brand belongs to Jordan Hales now. Thanks a lot, Jordan. And if you're watching on the YouTubes, I'll go ahead and link it up so that people can see what she put us through on her own damn show.
It was delightful. She's so adorable.
Whatever. She's our senior correspondent for Mildly Interesting.
Questions. Our senior question correspondent.
And also dance ambassador.
And dance. Well, yes.
Unofficial
especially on a
dance
Monday.
ambassador for Mildly Interesting People.
Can she be our official dance ambassador for Mildly Interesting People?
I don't know.
Like,
do you get the contract drawn up? You're the showrunner.
All right. I'll talk to her. I think it's a lock though.
All right.
I think she's
we'll
down.
See. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know how this stuff works.
You're just the production.
I'm behind the scenes. You're not even supposed to see me right now. The fact that you're seeing me is special.
Means you're doing your job poorly.
I'm doing my job poorly?
No, I was being mean on purpose. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at that. I didn't like saying it, but I thought it sounded funny.
Like, it's a hobby.
It sounded really bad. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be so mean and sassy.
You're doing your job poorly.
It's because you tried to get me to quit this morning.
Cool. Hey, anything else? Anything else we need to cover? 420. I know I mentioned it before, but if for some reason, I don't know, if you don't have
plans at 420 on 420, join us, please.
Yeah, I don't know why you're still listening to this video. Maybe you clicked ahead, you saw the chapter. I put in the chapter, it's about 420 at the end, and you're like, oh,
they're waiting to know how my foot 420. Is. No, they just want to know how the recovery is going on my foot. I'm in a much smaller brace now, but it still hurts. Thank you for asking.
Your thoughts and prayers have healed her foot, so thank you for all of that. Anything else?
I think we should stop talking to the people and let them have the rest of their time back.
Yeah, because I need time to edit this episode because we've fucked up any number of times.
So many times. It's been so good.
So many.
And yeah.
Production crew, you've been here enough times. Feel free to put this on your LinkedIn that you're part of the Mildly Interesting People production crew. You deserve it.
Oh my gosh.
We're not paying you.
No. We're not paying ourselves either. So
it's a hobby.
I don't like asking people to do things I don't like the whole but you'll get credit. I think
exposure.
I mean, although
have you seen the exposure
We're doing,
Oatmeal?
yes, I have.
I'll share that. I'll link that up.
So to those few people who are working on things for us because they love us, I'm sorry.
No, please don't. Just
Please
take it easy.
Yeah. Just chill out.
Right.
Whatever's good
That's
for
all.
you is good for us.
That's all I've got. And I'm lying because we actually have to record yet another video after this.
I'm
So
ready. Should we do that now?
We have a production meeting and we have a
prep video.
Look, it's a safe space. We're all friends here. When we invite people on the show, we want them to be as comfortable as they possibly can be. So
no, I want them to be 3.14 comfortable.
Which is just slightly over the mid-range comfort level.
If they're too comfortable, they're like, it's not quite right.
Schmoozy.
Yeah.
If they're too comfortable, they're like Nick. And who wants to watch that episode again? Thing we're going to do is like we usually talk people through stuff. You don't get to see the show because you're busy with your lives. So you don't get to see the behind the scenes on the show. But what we do before every show is we kind of chat people up. We give them the here and there and how the show works and all those kind of things. We thought it might be helpful and make people more comfortable if we canned that so that they could watch it as many times as they needed to increase their comfort level on the show. And we'll probably release that as content where if you
I was just going to ask, should we share that with the viewers so they know and they can offer corrections?
I think everybody should be prepared to be on our show at some point because we're coming for you.
Especially if your name is Mahesh.
Yeah, watch out, Mahesh. You're getting your invite soon. We might make you test drive the onboarding video to see how it works. But we will publish the onboarding video despite the copyright claims it will entail just based on kind of some of our scripting.
Trouble.
Probably get a copyright strike. I don't care. It's an onboarding video. We don't need to do anything. So anyway, be on the lookout for that because we're going to record that next. How's your martini?
Empty.
So I'm going to refill Cami's martini and we're going to record that next. Just enjoy. You can be a guest someday, but only if you watch the video. You have to watch the onboarding. I hate to make things a competition, but I'm a dumb jock. That's how it works.
You don't hate to make things a competition.
It's always a competition.
This is why we don't play games competitively against one another.
Nope.
Because
she is the Tekken queen, and I'm comfortable with that.
Thank you.
I don't need to play it against her anymore.
He doesn't need to.
My lesson.
He refuses to play Tekken against me.
Just button masher.
I am a button masher. This show is going so long, but there's so much great content. Also, Rick, we should wrap this up so we can record the other video and so I can pee.
Okay, cool. I'm getting hungry too. So let's.
Me too. Okay. We'll have a meeting off camera. Bye, everyone.
Farewell, production crew. Always
Lovely
nice to see you.
Thanks for
your help. We appreciate all the feedback. Keep it coming. Negative feedback to me, positive feedback to the Cami Kaos. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.